How many friends have you made today? Chapter 5, Part 2. Celestia feels her head fall at that. A long, tired sigh escapes her. Anon is right. She is trying to convince herself why she shouldn't take a break. Celestia knows that there's no transition period for the ponies, and if she ever took a break, then they would all panic. She does trust her sister and knows that she would lead well, she just fears what ponies may whisper behind her back. Luna was not one to adhere to a more forgiving policy. Back in the day, Luna was well known for many beheadings, a practice that had long since been abandoned, though she wasn't too sure if Luna may reinstate it if the Right Noble tried to talk down to her. It's crossed Celestia's mind more than once.
I don't know.
She relents.
I fear what may come from such a decision.
Anon shrugs. Maybe widespread chaos? Celestia looks at him with a slight panic. He rolls his eyes. Or maybe nothing will happen. Maybe you'll have a nice relaxing day, and if there's any trouble, then Luna or one of the many guards will come calling. Celestia hates to admit it, but Anon is starting to make more sense by the second. What he says is true. If Discord himself were to return, she would be informed immediately, and it could also put Luna in a more positive light. She's always alone, locked away in her room. Perhaps this could benefit them both?
I'll think about it.
Whatever. Anon says passively. Why is he even trying to convince the princess to take a break anyways? Sure, he cares about her, and she is after all one of his very few friends here, but he just doesn't feel right. Usually Anon likes to keep his distance, even with friends. He was never one to get involved with their personal lives. This isn't like him. He blames Celestia and how close she is, so maybe he should break it off? She's probably making him too soft. Before he knows it, he might be calling the elements his friends. Oh, that would be a cold day in hell.
Are you alright?
Celestia can see that Anon is struggling with something. Nothing. He looks back to the horizon. Celestia moves closer to him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he says with an emotionless tone. Celestia knows this side of Anon. It's the same side that she saw when he first arrived, bottling up his emotions. She will admit that since they've become friends, Anon has come out of his shell rather quickly, being more animated and caring. Then there are times like this, times that he just pulls everything back into himself. She wishes that she could help him. She uses her wing to pull him to her side.
You have no reason to keep everything inside, Anon.
Anon quickly stands and breaks from her hold. I'm gonna take a walk, he says. See ya. Before Celestia can say anything, Anon is already out the door. She lets out a sad sigh.
I'll be here if you need me,
she whispers to no one. If Anon needed anything right now, it would be a drink. He hasn't had one in forever. The moon is now high in the sky, and marking that the night had officially begun. Anon's trying to find someone around this place to give him directions, and not a single guard was around though, so he just went to wander the streets of Canterlot some. After that talk with Celestia and some brief reflection of the time they spent, Anon has come to the conclusion that she is bad for his health. He likes who he is, and her niceness is literally bleeding into him. So, if he stays near her for too long, then she might change him some more. He hates the thought of it, but he might need to cut ties with her, which is odd because he usually doesn't care when he cuts people off. But just thinking about how sad it would make her makes him feel bad. Is this how normal people feel about things? He doesn't like it. He's very confused right now. Before coming to this place, it was easy for Anon to let someone go. He would simply part ways with little to no cares given. So, why does he fear to lose Celestia's friendship? Is it because she is the closest of all creatures that he's met? Is it because she accepts him and all of his faults? He doesn't know. And that's what worries him. He always took pride in the thought that his mind is always constant, yet he finds himself questioning everything when she's around. He does things that he normally wouldn't do just to make her happy. He finds himself leaning against a nearby wall as his thoughts take over. He just wishes that he could drown all these voices away. They aren't doing him any favors.
Is that you, Anonymous?
A British-like tone calls out. Anon groans on the inside. He knows this voice all too well. He looks over to his left and finds Rarity standing right there. He doesn't even answer her as he turns away and walks in the opposite direction that she's coming from. He hopes that she'll understand the gesture, but that doesn't seem likely as he hears the sound of her hooves trotting up to him.
Anon, please let me talk to you.
Rarity pleads. There's nothing to talk about, he says emotionlessly. What happened, happened. Rarity feels her heart burn a little inside at his dismissive attitude. She just wants to apologize to him for what happened, yet he never hears her plea. She quickly trots ahead of him to block his way.
Anon, I just want to say how sorry I am for what happened between us. If you would please, just give me a second chance, I swear that we can be friends.
Anon looks down to Rarity with cold eyes. Not a single emotion showing through. While ponies' eyes show a great deal of emotion, humans tend to have a deeper look when you gaze into their eyes. Anon always held a calculating look when he talked to ponies, but this though? His eyes are blank. Not a single thing is being shown. And that makes Rarity nervous. I don't want to be your friends. I don't want your friends as my friends. I don't care if you're sorry, and this conversation is over, Anon says with a steady tone. He brushes past Rarity, she just stands there. She isn't sure what to say about that. She can't fault Anon either. She feels horrible about what she did to him. What they all did to him. Celestia is really worried about Anon. So much so that she went to her sister's room to talk to her. She can sense her sister awake and waiting for her. Luna's always been good at knowing when Celestia needed her company most. Celestia doesn't pause as the doors to Luna's room open for her. They gently close behind her as she spots her sister lying on a large pillow in the center of the room. Another pillow is waiting for her as well.
Good night, sister.
Celestia says with a quick nuzzle to Luna as she takes her seat.
Good night to you as well, sister.
Luna says with a small smile. Luna knows that her sister has something on her mind, and this is the reason why she decided to wait in her room until she arrived.
What troubles your mind, Tia?
Luna asks. Celestia lets out a small sigh.
It's Anon.
Luna gives a nod.
We understand. His reservations are holding him from truly connecting with another pony.
Celestia shakes her head some.
It's not just that. Anon seems to have a genuine hate for ponies. He tries to hide it, but I can see right through him.
She looks up to her.
What happened to him? It was only a day ago that Anon told me that Twilight actually experimented on him against his will.
She looks away in shame.
Why has he kept such a thing from me? What else has gone on from beyond my sight?
Luna feels uncomfortable with the questions that her sister's asking. Being a princess of the night, she can enter into any creature's dream world. Anon's dreams are always nightmares. When she came to save him from these dreams, he got angry, telling her that it's his problem to handle. She tried to get him to talk about what happened to bring about these terrors, yet he always held his tongue.
He doesn't sleep much,
Luna admits.
He's plagued with nightmares. They vary in context, but most of them fit a main theme.
She looks up and locks eyes with her sister.
They center around our subjects, the elements being the largest influence. Anon has told us about his enemies list, yet he never goes into great detail about what exactly happened. Do you think the others heard him?
Celestia asked, confused.
That I cannot answer. Anon has always kept his secrets close, and we may never know, lest he reveals them himself.
Celestia can't help but worry over Anon. She just wants him to be happy and healthy. The fact that he holds onto these strong emotions inside isn't good for him.
Tell me about his dreams.
Celestia looks to her sister.
I wish to hear them myself.
Luna looks out her balcony door, towards the moon.
Very well.
She lets out a long sigh as she looks over to her sister.
The first time I met Anon in his dreams was only a week or so after his arrival.
Yeah, I have a feeling that after they all get some sleep, everything will be back to normal. So long as Anon doesn't have another nightmare anyways. Now let's get on to our holy and blessed donators. Top donators Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, J Tin Man, Darkside, and Ponyman. Courier Cruci, Strix, Zar630, Narwhals, TacoCat598, Raiden, Dospo, Delta Omega, RuneScythe9852, Hunter Norman, Austin Rowland, Lightning Blitz, Rhynie Dragonwolf, Secret Moon, Tal Rasha, The Toilet Snake, Sword Brethren Mordred, Ronin Wandering, and Rice63, Random Person Man Guy, Easy, Jack Kedge, Skyochia, Leslie Prickett, Jordan Peterson, Starlight Glimmer, Squiddy Boy, David E. Sanchez, Soul Dragon, Gaggy, Trey, Shadow Drake, Joe Piercy, Alex F., Rainbow Dash, Teal K. Anderson, TV Killer, John Becker, Leon Reynolds, Raven Speedster, Sacracal, Mr. ECU, Edgar Garcia, One Kingdom 1, Nissa Rusan, Vizuri, Dyslexic Character Sheets, Just a Random Boy, Hodrick Plankart, A Crazy Person, and Ponyman365. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.